Saludos familia, we're here with David Blanco. For those of you who don't know, he was our second guest when Cigars podcast started, and it's so good to see you here. David, how are you today?
It's good to see you. Buenas tardes a todo, and thank you for having me on the show and the podcast. I was the second guy.
Yeah.
That was how long ago was that?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. My lord, things times fly, and COVID makes it feel like it's even going faster. I feel like I'm losing time. But that being said, we're at the show. We're displaying all of our wares. We're having a tremendous show, expanding the distribution for Blanco Cigars, not only throughout the U.S., but there are people here from Canada. We just had a distributor from Croatia. So we're expanding all over the world right now.
You know, I think Blanco was one of the first brands that we tried and we feature in Cigars podcast. And I remember like being introduced to your different blends, right? Like we talked about that in your episode, like how you really have, you know, a whole encyclopedia in your head, and you really something with your brands. Like I know the Blanco 9, people love the Blanco 9. I love the broadleaf right here. I remember the Primos was one of like, this cigar is really good. Like, you know, it's a good cigar. It's well priced.
Diversification is the key.
Exactly. So what do you have new this year? Because we've been seeing a lot from you lately.
Well, I did release this past year the Prince Hall cigars, which are back here. We have them in Habano Rosado and Habano Maduro in 4 different sizes. We also have a new release of the BG Reserve, which is the 4th installment in the Cigar Obsession series.
Oh, wow.
That's a Mexican San Andreas. And what you were mentioning about the blends and the varieties that I do, this front table is a very good example because everything you see here is a different wrapper. Mexican San Andreas, Habano from Nicaragua, Cameroon from Africa, Ecuadorian Sumatran, Corojo from Nicaragua, Connecticut Shade from Honduras, and Pennsylvania Broadleaf. So all of these lines right here, and then I have another table back here with the Above and Beyond, which is a Habano. We have the Prince Halls, as I mentioned, with the 2 different wrappers, and we have the Primos Estate in 2 different wrappers. So variety and diversity is the key because like wine, beer, or scotch, everybody has their own particular palate, which they like this or they like that.
Yeah.
So we try to have something for everybody, but everything good, no matter what we do, is the quality of the tobacco that we have. And that all comes from our family's farms.
That is awesome. For all of our family in Cigars podcast, we encourage you to look up Blanco Cigar Company. I think Blanco is one of those companies that helps the new people in the cigar industry, new smokers, develop their palate because of what you just told us, the diversity.
We try to educate. We definitely
Exactly. So, David, thank you so much for giving us this interview. We're going to have this up soon in our YouTube channel. Muchas gracias, familia. This was David Blanco from Blanco Cigars.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, guys, and stay smoky.